Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Mike
And this is Will.
from Six Psyche. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the Mbuna tank build, how we came up with it, and the history behind how we got to 125 gallon tanks for both of us. Because I think I started with a 55, went to a 75, and then Will.
I started with a 75 and went to a 125. So my 75 gallon tank, great setup, loved it, fell in love with it. Decided to give my fish a little bigger space. I saw Mike's 125 and the way he had it landscaped, and I was like, started talking to him, asking questions, saw some babies in there, and I realized the difference. None of my babies were surviving. My fish were holding, but all the babies kept dying. Asked Mike what he did different, and he told me about the Texas Holy Rock, which is something I never knew about. So I did my research, went out, bought about 40 pounds of whole Texas Holy Rock, and this past weekend we got in there and re-landscaped my 125.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that thing, wait till you guys see the finished product, that thing came out fire. So the 125, Will talked about the Texas Holy Rock. It's also got the Lace Rock, and the good thing about both the Texas Holy Rock and the Lace Rock is they do a good job in boosting your pH. If you're looking to do that, these fish require a little bit harder water. So that was one of the things from the very beginning that caught my attention and that we decided to go with. So me and Will got into keeping Mbunas around the same time, in April of last year. He started with a 75 gallon, while I started with a 55. And I knew immediately, after seeing his, I had to go get a 75 gallon for myself. So as we continue to do our research and buy more fish, I knew the Mbunas were a fish that love cover and hides, as well as a little bit harder water. So I went out, bought some more lace rock to add to what I already had in my 55, and 6 large pieces of Texas Holy Rock. Then I aquascaped my 75 gallon, and honestly, it was the most fun I've had outside of buying fish in that first 6-7 months of fish keeping. I knew I was onto something by how the fish behaved. They were thriving, and it wasn't long before I knew I was going to move to something a little bigger. So I went on Facebook Marketplace, found a 125 gallon tank and stand for a great price. The only thing I didn't like was the color of the stand. So I brought it home, painted it, reinforced it with some 2x4s, and man did it come out great. Then I drained my 75 gallon in the basement into a 75 gallon tub, removed all the rock, decor, and fish, and placed them in that same tub. I did it this way to maintain as much beneficial bacteria as possible. I also added 2 air stones and an extra heater I had laying around to keep the fish as low stress and comfortable as possible. Then I moved on to aquascaping. Similar to the 75, I used a large piece of lace rock as the centerpiece and placed Texas Holy Rock on each side, extending almost tank length end to end. Next, I used all the lace rock that I had at my disposal to build a structure full of plenty cracks, crevices, and hides. And man did it come out great. The fish had to have loved it as much as I did, because it wasn't a few weeks and I had multiple sets of babies. I was sure to share my experiences with Will, and it was then that he told me he was really enjoying his 125. His fish were happy, they were healthy, they were breeding, he had plenty of holding females, but he didn't have any surviving fry. So we looked at his setup and 2 things stood out. We thought either he was losing fry to his filtration, the adult Mbuna in the tank, or both. So we figured we'd utilize the same process I used in my 125 with his. The only difference being, his fish were already in 125. So we simply drained his aquarium, removed all the decor into a tub with the original water, again to maintain that beneficial bacteria, and decided to aquascape with the fish in. It was crazy. The fish were enjoying the new scape as we were building it, and man did it come out great. His water is crystal clear, the fish are amazing to watch with their activity, and there are a lot more hides. And hopefully soon, he'll start to see those babies. We hope you guys enjoy this video as much as me and Will enjoyed the process of building the 55, 75, and the 125 gallon Mbuna tanks. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and until next time, be safe.